Stamford Hotel Speedcar Shootout. A field of 20 lined up. 4 rows back is where you'll find the favourites, Farr and Graham. Behind them, Morris and Clarke, Bowen and Lear. We're ready to go racing, off and running to turn number 1. Glen Stewart, one of the early starters, gets to turn 1. Phil Chilton, Tony Abson's there, Paul Stanbrook, the Victorian Mark Brown and Glen Cox. They run to turn number 3 for the first time, towards the main straightaway. Tony Stewart doing a good job. Isn't red the flavour of the year in speedcar racing? 1, 2, 3, 4 red cars head the parade as they go to the back chute. In second spot is Tony Abson, the ex-John Field car. He's a rookie driver, but by gee, showing a lot of promise. He's now hit the lead up the main straight. Mark Brown is also there. Coming through, Glen Cox, Phil Chilton in car number 40. And the first time we've seen the white car of Stephen Graham. Behind him, the pink machine, driven by Craig Brady. Well, it's on for young and old as they once more move through the top turn. Abson doing a good job up in front. Mark Brown holding on in second. Glen Cox is third. And coming into the picture now in car number 13, Bobby Woods Fontana, is Robbie Farr, shooting for his second straight speedcar main event win, having switched at the start of this summer from the sprint cars to the smaller speed cars. I should point out that rain has been threatening all day, so little water has been added to the clayway. As a result, the speed car crews knew they'd be facing a dry, slick surface. Lots of tyre wear, lots of wheel spin, and a testing time for the rookies not familiar with a slick track. This will certainly sort out the men from the boys. Off the track goes one of the stars of the season, Craig Brady. He's now chasing 14 to the back straight. This is a brand new speed car. We've got a red light. And on the track, we have Richard Maloof. He's in trouble. Someone else is in trouble. Alan Day on his side in car 74. He's okay. A testing track, as I say. They line up for the restart. Tony Abson, Victorian Mark Brown, Glen Cox, and in fourth place you have Robbie Farr. Right on his tail though, car number 14 is Stephen Graham. Behind him in the pink machine, car number 7 is Craig Brady. Off and running once again, Abson to turn number 1. Abson doing well. Mentor, as I mentioned, is John Field, the 31 car, beautifully presented and doing well in tonight's main event. Look at them closing in the battle for second. Cox is electing to run high. Stephen Graham down low. There's Cox on the inside. Mark Brown in the thick of it. And here comes car number 13, the Bob Woods Fontana, driven by Robbie Farr. Let's go back to the leader because Tony Abson's in trouble. Car number 31's way too high. Here comes the tyre wall. And we've lost our race leader. Well, as I said, it's a very testing track. It's like driving on marbles out there tonight. It's very dry, it's very slick. And Tony Abson comes out of the feature race, but he's learned a valuable lesson. Restart time as they head through the top turn. And you're going to find Robbie Farr taking this very conservatively. As they move up the straight, a good opportunity to just watch the different techniques. The safe line is down low and back off. It's one of those nights where you have to go slower to go faster. And Stephen Graham knows that too. There's Stephen Graham running in second spot. Look how they're hugging the low line. Well, here's an adventurous one in the red number 3 car. That's Gavin Lear. Gavin obviously thinks there's a high line as well. I tell you what, he's starting to get some traction. He's the only one out there that is. Down the back straight, he moves up on the tail of Rod Bowen in car 75. Further back in the pack, you've got a couple of rookie drivers who are struggling, but up the main straight, there's Gavin Lear again. Now he's passed Rod Bowen, moved into third place. Well, it's paying dividends for him. I can't believe he's getting traction that high. Of course, the downside is there's no margin of error. If he goes any higher than that, he'll find himself where Tony Abson was. At the moment, he's driving a very difficult track in fine style and challenging for second. On the outside of Stephen Graham is Gavin Lear in car number 3. This is the battle for second. One electing, and we've got more trouble. Another stoppage on the circuit. This one involves Craig Brady, who's in the wars a bit tonight, and Glen Cox is the other driver involved in car number 9. Difficult circuit, but it's bringing out the best in some of the drivers, and not all of those with a lot of experience. Take, for example, Warren Ferguson there in the black and yellow number 20 car. He's doing exceptionally well. All right, Robbie Farr, Stephen Graham. There you see in behind Graham is Gavin Lear, still lurking around in the black and gold 75 car. is Rod Bowen. Well, right up the top of the track now is Gavin. I think he's paid heavily for running too high. Let's see how they pan out through this second corner and go to the back straight. Yes, look how far back now. The car numbered 3 has slipped. He's dropped about 4 places. And Rod Bowen said, well, you made good progress up high, I'll try it. So Bowen is now the outside runner. In fact, too high, he comes off the circuit, comes back on. No change up front. Bowen living dangerously as they go down the back chute. Scott Jenkin in 73, Ferguson in car number 20, and still trying to come back into the pack in car number 3 is Gavin. Emerging from the ruck now in car number 17 is Brett Morris. Brett Morris has come from out of the clouds. There he is on the back straight away in the red and yellow numbered 17 car. But your race leader is still Robbie Farr, running in second spot in the brand new all-white car. Stephen Graham, his dad Barry, got back from the States last night and had burned the midnight oil to get the car set up for tonight. They must have guessed it was going to be slick because they're really driving to track conditions. The dust coming up as the drivers near the end. We're also near curfew time at Parramatta City Raceway, so let's hope there's no more stoppages. Here's Rod Bowen having another shot on the outside, switches down low, but look at this. Talk about a Sunday drive, looking totally comfortable behind the wheel. The Wood-Farr combination have done their calculations right. Hugging the inside line up the main straight. There in second spot is still Graham. Through the top turn towards the back straight, Brett Morris is now comfortably in third place. All these guys are going to be happy to see the checkered flag, which is just 2 laps away, and we're right on curfew time at PCR. Up the main straight. Robbie Farr deserves this one. He's driven well. We've got another stoppage, so I think that's the ball game for tonight. An incident involving Adam Clarke in the green 76 car. He's come together with Phil Chilton, so the checkered flag will go out. The victory going to Robbie Farr. Minor placings in the main event. Second home was Stephen Graham. Third, Brett Morris. Trust you enjoyed the action. More Speedway next Sunday afternoon on Speed.